We are live for episode 192 of Candid Conversations, and we are here with M.Nicholas. How you doing, sir?
Doing okay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. You might see me look off camera every now and again because I have an animal and it likes to act up. It's the long
That's
and
all
short of it,
right.
really. It's the long and short of it, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see that I think it was your CD cover at Smoke Volumes.
Oh, thank you.
Trying
Thank you.
to trying to figure out what the motivation was behind that. As a matter of fact, let's talk about the whole project. Give us an idea of where you're coming from and where you wanted it to take us.
Okay. Well, so hung out a lot back when Wade Wilson was still in Jersey. We hung out a lot, and basically one of the things he always talked about is there was this hook. He had an idea. He wanted to, have a song where it's basically like, we bet you they think this song is about you, that kind of thing. And I'm like,
Hmm.
yo, we came up with the name Mad Libs for Haters, right?
Okay.
Because it's like insert your name, insert the place, insert this. And it morphed, and we talked about it for years. And I was like, you know what, dude? I got nothing really going on right now. It's the pandemic. I'm like, we reached out to artists, and I'm like,
Hmm.
yo, I'll pay you to write a beef track or a baller track or whatever. I want to pay you to write a track so people will think they're talking about me, but no names named. And
Okay.
we got some. We paid them for tracks. We paid them for if they got their own samples, or I got a bunch of samples from Ray Beats out of Philly. Paid him for that and put it all together. And then
Hmm.
we printed out. I mean, we did a ton of stuff. We did. I mean, we made shirts.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and
Merch.
it's got like the tracks on the back. Um, we did CDs.
Get your
Um,
merch.
but the CDs was nice because inside the CD it had a full booklet,
Yeah.
and the full booklet you can't really tell it has write ups on all of the guys
That's the way to do it, fam. Give them the history. Give them the
and it has
history.
everybody's stuff. So like this is and we put it all together for these guys, and then like I did a write up on the back.
Yeah.
I do electronic music, so the last track is mine, but it's
Okay.
my album. So now everybody, these guys all have followings. They're all hot artists.
Mhm.
Anybody listens to them, they hear this album, they get to the last track. It's my track. So
Yeah.
maybe they like
That's
it, maybe they don't. But somebody likes Wade. Now he's gonna hear Dope Knife. Dope Knife's got a new fan. The tracks are
okay.
the tracks are solid, so everybody's getting a new fan. Everybody did their stuff in a completely different fashion. Wade went like old school, like Wu Tang, like
Okay.
just some, uh, Ray did his stuff his way. Ray Beats, who provided a bunch of music for us, he's singing in like the year 3000. He's like in
Oh,
a high falsetto, and his wordplay is genuinely. It takes a minute to realize that the verse hasn't finished yet. The way his cadence is, it's really tight. It's really
okay.
tight.
That's dope. And the way you speak of your cohorts, we'll say, it's very refreshing because a lot of people look at the like hip hop as a competition.
Yeah, no, it was a writing assignment, this album, and all the artists told me they had a fun time doing it.
That's what's up. When music is fun, it's so much more productive.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
it's
find.
like, yeah, work kept happening for everybody. So like, I ended up sitting with like two tracks. It took 4 years to get the last two tracks. Everybody else had given me stuff. I had the first three in 6 months, and it
Okay.
just took 4 years to get it out. But I'm like, oh, and then there was a leap year. I'm like, well, good. So we'll do it like this. We've got 4 years for volume two.
Nice, nice. Well, life happens. You just got to keep living.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, who would you say, or what? Actually, no, not who would you say, but what would you say got you started, um, becoming a lyricist, like your pursuit for lyricism?
Well,
And that's aside.
I'm not really more of a lyricism person. Like I said, I do electronic.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah.
as far as like the inspiration, I don't know. I mean, I listen to a lot of music,
Okay.
like a lot of music. I had a friend who was saying the stuff I was putting together sounded good,
Yeah.
so I did a couple albums, and everybody liked them. So that was,
Elect-
I
Okay.
had
Okay.
are you familiar with I think it's like it's funny because like I remember the first person who got the link actually listened to the album and then gave me positive feedback. Like was this kid Travis Nagy? He's like King Who. He's with
Okay.
the oh god, it's the Radioactive Garden Collective. I forget now. Oh man, Nuclear
All
Garden.
right.
But this guy was like he really dug it, and that was the first time anybody ever like I didn't really know that wasn't a friend or it was just a complete outsider, and that was just completely over the moon from that.
Nice. Nice.
So
Yeah. I find when someone appreciates the time, effort, and energy one puts into their art,
yeah,
it's definitely a boost. So
yeah.
what is okay, so let me rephrase this. What is your fastest beat your track? What BPM is your fastest track? Wow, that was a tongue twister.
Ah, um, well, for the electronic stuff, I think my fastest is like 174 BPM.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Most of my stuff's in like the 150 to 160 range. I have done some beats for hip hop artists.
Yeah.
Um, and it's actually interesting because you'll get like a slower BPM, like a 97 BPM, but
Hmm.
then I'll have like triplets in with the drums, and then they just start trying to uh, keep trying to be a Twista with their lyrics.
Ah.
They just everybody just like the
Uh,
beats here, and they're singing at this speed. It's like wild.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? I work with a producer like that. Shout out to Decay Lonely. And then like except it's the opposite effect. He does like a lo-fi kind of vibe. He has a lo-fi vibe and you know what I mean? I dig it, but it always slows my flow down and makes me spit in a different cadence entirely. Like if my regular everyday cadence is something like this where I'm speaking behind valence and talking about those assailants while I'm doing something at Payless, you know what I mean? His flow would make me sound this slow, tic tac toe, as I kick off that dough, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
At the same time, that does tell you that his beats are catchy because if the beats are catching you into
Mhm.
its own cadence, that means that he's got some pretty fire stuff for you.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, man. This guy is next level. So I guess I say that to say the importance of the producer is sometimes overshadowed by the ego of the artist. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of artists who are out there just like, yeah, I'm dope. This is me. Check me out. But they're not shouting out their producer like they really should, which is one of the things I like to do on
Oh
this
no,
show whenever we get it.
everybody everybody I that worked with the album, everybody I worked with, they're always giving credit to their producers.
Good, good, good.
They're always, really grateful, you know. And as far as their egos go, it's kind of deserving. I mean, I might be biased, but they're all fire artists.
Okay, okay, all right. So now that the roles reversed, are there any artists that you want to shout out from that area?
Oh man, I mean, just the guys on the album. I got Ray Strife, I got Ray
Yeah,
Beats, I got
yeah.
Wade Wilson, who's now in Brooklyn. I got
Okay,
Mig Sonny, formerly Mig Son Daddy. He is out of Philadelphia. now. He
Okay.
was currently out of New York and from down south. And I have Dope Knife out of Savannah. And
Okay. Okay.
they all rocked the album like beautifully.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Everybody contributes to the pot and everybody gets some service. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Shout out
yeah.
to the viewers taking this in. We're here with M.Nicholas, and I want to let you know that this show, Candid Conversations, is brought to you in part by StreamYard. I know you've been used to hearing me say Restream, but that is no more. We're here with StreamYard, and this conversation can be replayed on Wednesday at 8 a.m. on Zeno.fm/CULCHASHOCKRADIO. Zeno.fm/Culture Shock Radio. We in the mix. Get your fix. I'm working on my tagline.
It still works, man. It still works.
All right, cool. Bet. So, yeah, every now and again I got to do that because the more I do that, the less they copyright strike. And I mean, like, this is a candid conversation, so they're less likely to strike me. But if we get into some of your music now, which I'd like to do on an episode of the Terrell Effect, that's on Saturdays at 8. Sorry, on the replays at 8 a.m. on Culture Shock Radio, but the live is at 12 p.m. on youtube.com/at Expose the North 8741.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now. We're on StreamYard. We're on Twitch. We're on Restream. No, not on Restream. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Giving everybody the latest from the soon-to-be greatness that is your person. So, since I like to say, we bring the latest from the soon-to-be greatest that'll change your playlist or your status. What song is your gem? What song would you say? Like, if you listen to no other track on that album, listen to this one. And we're not taking it as a bias to the artist, but you know, everybody has that one track. You know what I mean? It sucks that I have a couple of.
It's a real toss up. It's a toss up between Miggs and Dope Knife.
Okay.
Miggs has almost like a sports enthusiasm is the best way to describe it.
Okay.
And Dope Knifes is just evil. It's just so he's got a line in there. He's like I'm sorry I have to say this. Your wife used to call me daddy. We are practically related. It's just
man.
Just so mean.
Oh man.
Whoever he is singing about, it's anybody he's got beef with is crying after that whole thing. I mean, he's talking about like, yo, I teach your nephew how to rap. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's rough, man. He's just like, I'm in here. You're all a bunch of clowns. And it's also like the most inappropriate song on the
compilation.
On the compilation. Wade was saying he's like I couldn't even sing that, but Dope Knife has the creds for it, so he could do it.
Nice. Yeah. I like that. With what I do, I have a magazine called Culture Shock that you can see at magazine.sharetheshock.ca. And we like to go there and beyond and expose the North. So when it comes down to it, like, sometimes you gotta make people a little uncomfortable so they pay attention to what you're saying, you know?
Oh yeah, but I mean, I can't even blast that song in my car if I'm out in public.
Oh no, it's on that tip. Oh wow,
dude, it's a great song. I can't sing along to it.
Oh yeah, I love those. Like, there's certain songs that I can't do that to either. Like, I mess with the song. I love the vibe and everything. But if you catch me singing it, I remember this one time, and it's like not even the same genre. I think it was Miranda Lambert came out with this one song, and it just had a vibe. And I was just, it came on the radio. Oh no, it came on my playlist because I downloaded it. so I can hear it. You know what I mean? Came on the playlist, and I'm at the stop sign. I'm just vibing with it. Someone pulls up beside me, sees me vibing to a Miranda Lambert song, and they just looked at me like, "You okay, bruh?" And I'm just like, "What? Why does it matter?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the first
Oh,
thing you. I know it's not the first thing you expect to see, but it's definitely a culture shock. You know?
oh no! If I was singing along, I'd be dragged out of the car and beaten. Uh,
Oh man.
it's like some of those really good Little John songs. I'm not
Yeah.
allowed to
Oh.
sing along. I can
Yeah.
enjoy it. I can enjoy it. It's
It's
just, and he's got like that deep gravelly voice
mhm.
too,
Yeah.
and it's just a great song. It's like that's the toss up is between Miggs's song and Dope Knife's song,
Okay.
and they both have
Okay.
their like great points. But I'd say that like Dope Knife's is like the guilty pleasure song.
Hmm. Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's all that you should listen to, but you do because of what it says, and like you want to say that stuff, but you're supposed to be not that kind of person, so you don't say it.
It's just a hard. It's just a hard hitting, very real, very serious song, but he's just on in a different world with his lyrics.
So
Um,
you're from New York or the New York area. You ever heard the song "Bout Shit"?
which one?
"Bout Shit" by DMX and the Lux.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that song right there is on a hard level right there. So
Well,
like that's the kind of energy. That's the kind of energy that I feel like that song produces. And
yeah.
ever, yeah, that's like from the way you're talking about it, I feel like that's kind of like that's like the energy the song kind of generates. If I'm not mistaken, but yeah. So all right,
Yeah,
electronic. So
it's a good. That's a good, solid beef song.
yes, yes. So the next question is, what genre of music would you produce that no one expects you to be interested in?
I mean, people that know me, I don't know if they'd be surprised at all. Just I've listened to a lot of weird stuff. Uh,
Okay,
um, but I mean, like the electronic stuff's been good. The some people were surprised that I even produced that. They were like, "Wow, that's pretty good." I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't realize." Uh, um, the I don't know. I mean, I'd love to do some like weird gypsy music. Like
okay,
I'm a big fan of the Tiger Lilies over in England.
okay.
They're kind of like weird accordion. There's I don't know how to describe their music. It's like weird, like carnival gypsy kind of.
Like quarter tones and stuff like that instead of like half tones.
Well, like no, they're like literally. It's like the guy sings in a high falsetto, and he sings about
Oh,
all kinds of like really messed up stuff. Like
okay,
really, they do a bunch of musical stuff. Um, very sometimes they go on tour through. I missed them the last time. Uh,
mm,
they sing about like that. They did an album with the Kronos Symphony Quartet,
okay,
based off works from Edward Gorey. Um, just a whole bunch of wild stuff.
okay, okay. That's next level.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's another thing I like about these shows. I get to learn more about things that I probably wouldn't even know about unless I had the conversation that I'm having, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's life.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
long
it
as
is.
you listen, you'll always find something new, no matter what you do.
And like something that I used to humble myself is everybody knows something that I don't know. And right, like doesn't matter who you are, you can be like you know what I mean, 4 years old just learning how to talk. You could be 40 years old just relearning how to walk. You could be like 80, 90 just on your way out. But like everybody knows something I don't know, which is why I aim to learn something from the people I come across. Man,
Yes.
awesome. So, you got any like performances or anything like that in the works?
Um. Well, I was talking with. Well, I've been practicing.
All right, all right,
I mean, you can't really see it here, but I got um a couple laptops,
all right.
um MIDI controllers, mixers.
Woo.
Yeah, it was much bigger than I thought it was going to be. Uh,
Okay, okay,
I got like this is a touchpad based Korg synth,
okay.
um, and I was practicing being
Hmm.
able to do like live stuff that isn't just push a button for the next song.
Okay,
You know,
that's that's dope.
I'm
Yeah,
not
like
I wasn't really I'm not very good with like turntables, so
okay,
um getting like a digital turntable with what is that software with the S?
Serato.
Serato, yeah. Getting Serato and then preloading samples and then mixing them that way is not really
Mhm.
good at doing, but
Okay,
I can create the samples on like the laptop and I can create the stuff with the synth and then mix them that way.
okay,
Also, um, and then play like regular songs too. But like with the one laptop, I'll create like an entire song live, and then switch over to the song that I just created. So it's like I'm doing it live. I'm performing live, but it's sort of like a half real time, half not real time.
okay.
And I've been practicing that. And then I was talking to Dave Locane at Mill Hill, and he's like, Wednesday nights are pretty slow.
Hmm.
Maybe we try to have like a thing. Everybody just has a blast on a Wednesday night, and that'll give me a good dry run before I can do actual shows.
Okay.
And then and that'll be good. Just go in there, you spend like $200 on like LED party favors,
Yeah.
and have like a giant glow party, and
There
everybody
you
gets
go.
blasted. Everybody gets blasted. You know what I mean? Just has had a good time.
That's the way to be. That's the way to be. Actually, I'm planning a glow party, a black light party. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
for July. Yeah, I planning one
Nice.
of those for July for my birthday. So it's funny that you mentioned that.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
Man,
that's that thing in the back there. That one glows
the mural.
under a black light. Yeah, it's just the coloring on the cameras that's terrible.
Okay, okay.
That is a black light mural. Geez, I've got so many backdrops. Like we did a bunch of it was like a bunch of shows and stuff, and we just set up
Yeah.
a camera with a photo booth and let everybody
Hmm.
take their own pictures,
Okay.
and then threw the stuff up on Facebook, and it's like $20 for a photo mural. So
Hmm.
made sense.
It does definitely. Like, oh man. Whew.
You okay?
Yeah, yeah. I went to take a breath and then I caught a fiber. So I'm
Oh,
trying to, yeah. But just so you know, you can catch the replay of this conversation and that hack job I did trying to ask a question on Zeno.fm/CULCHASHOCKRADIO. Zeno.fm/Culture Shock Radio. We're in the mix. Get your fix. This is Candid Conversations, episode 192. For 192 shows, we have brought you some of the latest from the soon to be greatest, including entrepreneurs, artists, artisans, and the like. So we're here now to let you know that Whew, there's a lot going on. I got to do a little bit of a commercial break here, but while telling
All
you
right.
about some of the things that are happening. April 27th brings you the return of the CWF, that's the Canadian Wrestling Federation, as well as the Northern Wrestling Experience, as we have Canadian Carnage at 302 Carlton Street in St. Catharines. It will be a madhouse of action packed in a new arena, 203 Carlton Street. Come check out the action. Tickets are $35 for the VIP. $20 for the stands. You can buy food there. It's a great time. Tell them Block sent you. Also, oh man, May 8th, we're checking out the invite only Daniel album release party invited by Sasha Stoltz Publicity. And we will be covering that event under the Culture Shock banner. June 22nd, the Hot in Toronto tour touches down at Downsview Park. Make sure you get there. Tickets are available. Check my link, facebook.com/David.Tyrell, Tyrell. August, sorry, not even August yet. June 23rd, catch me at the Moose and Goose in Thorold as I, along with a few others, open for Lloyd Banks. Yeah, that's next level. That's next level for me. That's something I've wanted to do for a minute. You know what I mean? Open for a major name of that caliber. So shout out to Robbie G and the R Revolution Media team for organizing that. We also have June 29th is a Culture Shock Community Cookout. We have July, which is going to be random celebrations for my birthday. August is the Afro Caribbean Festival. Save the date, August 10th and 11th. The second weekend of August, the weekend after Caravana, come down here and bring your manas because we're going to have fun that you cannot plan us. All right, cool. Then, you know what I mean? We could go all the way to October when Hot Manor returns. The schedule is full and getting more full because the Apocalypse Tour is happening June 6th through 8th. It's touching down in St. Catharines, it's touching down in Welland, and it's touching down in London. Get your tickets. I got tickets. Tickets from the artists are available. Do the things. Now we're gonna get back to M.Nicholas. And when was the last time you went to a good rave? Right?
I don't
Right?
think I've been to a good. All right, so in like the 60s and 70s,
Okay.
a hit of acid was approximately 320 micrograms or better.
Okay.
In the 90s, they were around 160 or less micrograms. Then somewhere around the 2000s, they started pushing these gel tabs in and around like 60 micrograms. Last about 4 to 8 hours. You can't have a good rave unless people are completely out of their minds.
This is
You can
a
have good
lot of
music, you can have a fun time, but you're not going to have a transcendent experience unless you're taking a transcendent amount of drugs. That's just
semantic facts.
that's how it goes. It's like these guys like they do the mushrooms. It's like, okay, did you have 7 grams of mushrooms or did you have 3.5? It's unless you were talking to God, I don't want to hear about it. That's just my thought. But yeah, no,
Okay.
it's been Jesus. I mean, I had a better time with like going to like goth like Dracula's Ball and industrial nights. They have an industrial music night at a spot in Delaware. It was they call it Asylum 13 now. They do a
Okay.
good industrial night. That's a lot of fun. A little bit leathery, but still had some good times there. Good times.
All right,
You
all
know,
right.
had some fun times with some friends. Uh,
Nice, nice.
that was a while ago. I mean, I'm always working, doing stuff on the farm, working,
Okay.
working.
Oh man, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, we are just about the halfway mark of the show, and this is when I like to flip the script. Now, when I flip
Okay.
the script, I like to give the guest the opportunity to be the host and make whatever statements they have or ask any questions they may have come up with. And yes, so now you have the floor as we flip the script.
All right. How long have you been doing shows like this? You had quite a
Uh,
lineup of events and picnics and everything, so I imagine it's been a bit.
I have been doing Okay, I was just corrected yesterday about my title. I consider myself to be a multimedia producer of sorts. However, I was just told my official title within the Village Global Network is Global International Radio Caster. So I'm not just doing podcasts that you could find in a remote location. The podcast that I'm doing is being broadcast through about 25 different, sorry, through about 12 different channels, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, I lie. 25 different channels. So it's replicated 25 times over. So radio casting I've been doing for the last year and a half. Podcasting, which is its predecessor, I've been doing for about 9 years. I have had my own show for going on 8.
Well, I could say it also seems like you're enjoying yourself too, which is fantastic.
Oh my gosh, the people I've been able to speak to in the course of the last 7 years, like some people don't even think there are people who don't even think I should be having a conversation with some of the people I've spoken to over the last 7, 8 years.
Oh
It's
no,
ridiculous.
that. Don't ever listen to somebody saying that, man.
Oh, I
That's
never
when you
do.
run into. I used to, like another lifetime ago. I used to be an IT guy,
Okay.
and I worked with this company PVI. I did graphics for like ESPN, CBS, all kinds of stuff.
Ooh,
Uh,
okay,
one one
okay.
point, one point we had the office in New York, and they moved it around a bit. But like, you'd be out for a cigarette, and there'd be celebrities having a cigarette. Everybody's
Okay.
just people. Everybody's just
Yeah.
people. Politicians, politicians are the kids that did Model UN that you went to high school with and beat up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
That
hear you.
that's
I hear
that
you.
that's everybody's just people. So
And it gets,
everybody's got
uh,
some stories for you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
definitely,
what is
definitely.
what do you think is your crowning achievement? Like, was it an event? I mean, I just heard you got some big wrestling thing coming on you're sponsored with. That's pretty dope.
I am about to be. Hold on a second. Let me. You sound like you have an appreciation for wrestling. So
Uh,
let me bring.
I know about wrestling, and I know it's a
Okay.
very big deal. It's not really my shtick. It was, I know a lot of people. I know a belt. Jesus, you
Yeah,
know that
I'm the reason why these belts have replaceable plates.
really.
Yep.
How is the you made off with the belt piece or
No, no. I made this belt,
okay,
and it has removable plates.
nice,
I got it signed by Rikishi. I don't know if you can
okay.
see that right. Got it signed by
I
Rikishi.
I can barely see it, but I take your
Yeah, it's hard to see because it's like 14, it's like 12,
it's
14 years old.
yeah.
Got it signed by Rikishi, and then the next year he went to the Hall of Fame, and the belts had changeable plates. Because I explained it to him, I explained the function of those plates to him, and he's like, "Wow, that sounds like a really good idea."
That is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, so
That's
there's
amazing.
that. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Other than like my daughter is definitely one of the greatest things I've ever created. Like biased as it is, like the way she's developed. I mean, she's 14 years old. She's like 6 foot tall. Her friends like basically, for lack of better terms, almost bow before her grace. You know what I mean? Like there's so much there.
Enjoy it, man. You got like another 2 years, and then you chop liver.
Uh, honestly, people said that about 4 years ago. Wait till she becomes a teenager. I'm not saying she doesn't have her times, but she directs them. She directs her energies accordingly. We'll say.
My son has mastered the eye roll
Oh,
for the most reasonable of requests.
yo, my guy, listen. It's a teenage thing because she was on her way up the stairs and one of those same reasonable requests was made of her. And I had to ask her if she was watching a rainbow form because of the way she rolled her eyes. Like, my girl could have given the Undertaker a run for
That's
his
what
money.
I'm saying. You're like, wait, do I got to throw holy water on them? I can't tell what's going on here.
You know what I mean? Are you all of a sudden possessed by the demon Wolf? Because, like, you just.
and you know what is the. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, man. And, like, I don't fault them because, like, we were the same thing, right? We wanted our time to ourselves when we were kids. We didn't want anyone to tell us what to do, but we knew if we acted like that.
My kid's a saint. My kid is a saint compared to the stuff I got up to.
Bro, I'm telling you. Like, you think I'm bad now? Should have seen me before I had children. To quote T.I., you know what I mean? David, don't go to the creek. Here's some flowers, Mom. Where'd you get them from?
A friend
Not
of
the
mine,
creek.
a friend of mine just spent the past 23 years being Doris Day.
Fuck. Yeah, right.
She had kids when she was like 18.
Yeah.
She spent the past 23 years just being Doris Day. And the last one's about to go out to college. And I'm like, it's so funny because she's like Mom of the Year. And I'm like, I remember her kneecapping a police officer with a baseball bat when they came to pick her up to drag her off to rehab. I'm like,
wow.
Your kids have no idea. Like your mom was running around tasering people and stealing their wallets. And she got kids turned into like Mother of the Year. They're like the most nicest, well-adjusted, going to college, good grades.
And
I'm like, they don't know that she's a psychopath.
It's funny that you mentioned Doris Day because we were out driving today. I had to go drop off some tickets for the Apocalypse tour. And on our way back, we saw this license plate that said Doris Day.
Nice.
Yeah, so like for you to bring it up now kind of makes me wonder if there's something more about her that I need to look into because this is the second time on the same day that name has come up.
I just think it's baller you've got an Apocalypse tour that you're involved with. That's just baller right there. Especially right now, Fallout is the new hotness.
Yep.
Fallout's the new hotness. You got an Apocalypse tour. I'm like, what? You've even got like a blue shirt on going on, little vault.
Yeah, man. This is my jersey from last year. Playing slow pitch actually. There we go, bang.
Nice.
We're called the replacements, but this year we're playing again. My lady and I are on this team, and I love the name. It's so punny. This year, instead of being on the replacements, we're on the base invaders. Yeah. Come on now.
It hurt me. I can't take the punishment.
I like what you did there. It had a lot of punch.
Oh my god.
But yeah. I don't know, cause like there were teams last year like pitches be crazy and like they had all kinds of clever names. So we were just like, okay, we gotta have a funny name this year. And shout out to the teammates for doing the thing. If y'all watch it now or y'all watch later because you realize I've been talking about y'all for like weeks. It's all good. But remember the replay of this show happens on Wednesday, Zeno.fm /CULCHASHOCKRADIO Culture Shock Radio on Theodore FM, as well as Candid Conversations brought to you by a list of people. And for those of you listening in any of the countries I'm about to mention, like China or Japan, maybe you're in Azerbaijan or Italy, you could be in the Caribbean or maybe South America. But if you're in any of those places, listen, I thank you for listening. All right. We got all this going on. Yeah, no, we definitely. Okay, so here's a question: video game or movies?
That's a tough one. That is a really tough one.
Because either one, you get this. Go ahead.
Certain video games, you just get into them, and then it's like a month goes by and you're putting it down again. There's always going to be movies. For me, it's just cartoons. I love cartoons. I love Japanese cartoons. I love American cartoons. Just if it's animated, I eat that up. I eat it up. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, I find like for me as well, I agree with you. Like I'd rather watch a cartoon than watch like something with real people, so to speak, because they're hiding more real shit in the cartoon.
Right, but they could also do more in a cartoon.
Way more.
And you're like, oh, that looks fake or that doesn't look. It all looks fake. It looks like a cartoon. But you don't care that the dragon's not CGI, or you're not distracted by like the reason Godzilla movies work. It's a dude in a puppet, but you're there for the story. At a certain point, they're trying to make the movie so visually perfect that they start detracting from some of the storyline. That's why it's so hard for them to do live action adaptation, because with the cartoons, you can do whatever you want. It always looks like a cartoon. You have to spend your money on the voice acting, and you have to spend your money on the story.
Yep.
That's why, like, the stuff with Squiggle Vision, like Dr. Katz.
Okay.
And home movies.
Yeah.
I cannot stand the art. I can't stand to watch it. But they did really, really well because they had excellent scripting and just excellent stories, and they were funny. They were genuinely good. So the Warner Brothers Batman DC cartoons.
Yes.
Those cartoon movies and stuff, they're just a million times better than the live action ones. So I just me, it's just cartoons. I watch like 5 or 6 cartoons a day.
Nice.
And just keep going. Yeah.
All right. Man, there's just so much going on right now. Trying to figure out who's making this noise in my dining room while I'm doing what I'm doing. I think it's my daughter coming down to find something to feed herself. But man, to the point where she's feeding herself self-sufficiently. Crazy. I remember holding her in one hand. Now she can pick me up.
I'm lucky. My son, I'm still bigger than my son. He's 17. He's 17. I'm still bigger than him. I don't have to worry about him fighting me for the vegetable.
Nice. Oh man, at this age you're full of piss and vinegar. So
no, he's full of Minecraft and Roblox. Still.
Yeah, this one's on Genshin Impact and
All right.
Like bracelet making. So yeah, like she goes hard for the bracelet making.
Nice.
Yeah, she got me all elastic. She got like the glass beads. She got like the plastic beads. She got.
You'll be surprised with that. I had a buddy of mine. He from college. He was living in New Mexico.
Okay.
And he started getting into the bead stuff. but he started getting into like the like the fancy stones. You know what I mean? Like start
Yeah.
spending a couple of bucks on the beadwork. And this dude from some tribe or something out there, they looked at his beadwork stuff that he was wearing. They're like, "Oh, where'd you get these?" He's like, "I made them." They like inducted him as like an honorary whatever into their tribe because they were saying that his beadwork is like dead on for like something else. So he's technically on their register because
Oh
they're saying he's
wow.
like a reincarnated beadworker or something. I
Holy.
But that guy's living the dream, man. He works. You ready for this? He works half a year in Antarctica, half the year. I got postcards from the McMurdo station from it.
Wow.
That guy's like,
That's
all of my friends are amazing. I feel really humble by all of the people I know.
isn't it good to know that you have a network of people that are actually accomplishing things while you're doing the same thing that you want to do?
Well, yeah, because like when I'm starving in another 10 years and I can't dig ditches anymore, I can go live with them. So
That's true.
I'm glad all of my friends are wildly more successful than I am. I could be the guy on the couch.
Nice.
That's actually funny. My one friend used to joke about being the guy on the couch. He works for Amazon, but he was formerly working at Xbox development for like the Forza games.
Okay.
So, Paul, if you hear me, if this doesn't work out for me, I'm coming to live on your couch.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. You've been warned.
I've got it all planned out.
Hey, man. The only way to accomplish a goal is to set one, right?
uh, yeah, actually. Very
So,
wise.
I come up with some of these things every now and again. I thought I was the one who came up with the phrase "the road to success is always under construction," but that was Lily Tomlin. So I must have been a big Lily Tomlin fan growing up because
Well,
that etched in my head.
at the same time, though, I mean, everything that we are experienced to, you can be
Hmm.
led to. It's like when multiple people come up with the same idea at the same time. It
Yep.
just happens. It happens. It's like what is it? It's cancerization, I think. There's like
Okay.
three different. It's the things that evolved into the crabs via different evolutionary paths. So there are
Okay.
things that are crabs,
Yep.
but like they're actually not the same, like even branches getting there, but they ended up
Mm.
being crabs anyway. And it's like cancerization. There's a scientific term for it where stuff evolves a certain way.
Okay.
You're being summoned by the hands.
Is it? Oh no. Oh no. It'll come out. Don't worry. Yeah, go ahead. No, you go. You can. No, put the in the washing machine when you're done. Yeah, this is. Say hi.
Hello, how's it going?
Not bad. Not bad. We just found out something. Okay, go ahead. Go do what you got to do. I'd wait until you're done in the shower before. Okay, go ahead. Then. She's gonna take a shower and then wash a load of clothes. I was like, wait till you finish washing the load before you. Judy. Oh
No.
my God. I have to forgive me. I wake up
Oh,
at stupid o'clock, yo. Stupid o'clock I wake up. And it's like almost split that in two. There's almost no reason except for God for me to be awake at the time I wake up. Bro, I could go to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm not sleeping past 8.
that's my girlfriend. She sleeps. She sleeps. She gets up at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
every day, and she goes to bed like super early usually.
Yeah,
And I'm the opposite.
yeah, that's my girlfriend.
I'm go to bed early. I'm still not getting up early. So
Nice.
I'm like go to bed at 2 a.m. and I get up at
Yeah,
8.
she'll go to bed like she could go to bed at 2, but she's not getting up before she's not unless it's something important. She doesn't want to be up before 10, 11, and I don't fault her because that's when all the fuck shit happens. Pardon my language, but yeah. Like when everybody's getting ready to go to work and to school and all of that stuff, that's when all the energies are all colliding and conflicting and stuff. She's like, nah, I want none of that. Wake me up at 11 when everybody's where they're supposed to be.
Oh man, I had a week last week, and then Sunday I didn't set my alarm, and I woke up. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, wow, I guess I really needed that. Sometimes
Hmm.
it just catches up to you.
Yep.
You know,
Especially if you use wheat butter to make grilled cheese sandwiches. Yeah.
yeah, that
It
would
hits you
be.
hard. It hits you hard, bro. It hits you
Yeah.
hard.
No, I might stay away from that. But I will tell you, I broke my ribs
Ooh.
a year or two ago.
Okay.
The medibles
How?
that well, I was up on a lift and I was installing some fiber optics and stuff. And
Yeah.
so what a lift you can fold down the sides on
Yeah.
the lift. Well, I had put them back up again. I forgot to clip them, so I had
Oh.
gone down, and you just grab the lift and just kind of swing yourself out. But I hadn't
Oh.
clipped it, so I just fell backwards and landed on a big reel of stuff, and I broke, like snapped, broke a bunch of ribs in my back.
Oh.
But anyway, so I finished the job, and then the next day I'm working, and I'm like, man, this really hurts. I'm working, and I'm pushing on this thing, and I coughed, and that's
Oh.
when they snapped completely.
Oh.
I just heard pop, 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 pop. So what was partially broken became fully broken. So my ribs, you could feel them, they were going like this. At any
Oh
rate,
God.
edibles let me fall asleep. And then the
Yeah.
next day, I didn't take them when I was awake, but took the edible, went to sleep, was able to sleep through the whole night.
Yeah.
It really worked. It really helped out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. There's a lot that can be found in some of these plants that are banned, but why would you want people to have natural remedies to things that ail them?
it's there's a lot of stuff they don't want us to have.
Oh,
There's a lot of
trust me.
stuff. There's
Oh,
no there is no moral justification for a billionaire other than the government can move money in and out of an individual an account without having to worry about people. Like if they went and took $10 out of every person's account and just did it, they'd have a riot on their hands. But if you
hmm.
take $1 billion from Musk, he's still got like $40 billion.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that was that big thing with that strike. At the
Hmm.
end of the day, they were like, oh, at the end of the day, and everybody was justifying it. They're like, no, no, they only have, after all of their stuff, the car company only has 6 billion profit. And it's like $1 billion would give every one of the striking workers an $80,000 a year raise for the next 40 years. And then they would still be left with $7 billion.
That's that. You think that's bad? Let's talk about Samsung for a second. Hi, Samsung. You think you're getting away from this? $7 trillion. Fuck Samsung for a second. Hyundai, $33 trillion in profits quarterly.
And they talk about, oh, well, we have to reinvest into research and development. At the end of the day, even if you have $2 billion, $1 billion could feed a whole continent for a year, and you'd still have $1 billion. Like the
Yeah,
difference between a million seconds and a billion seconds is something like 116 years. They're such huge numbers once you get to a billion. And then a trillion is 1,000 billion. That
that's
those
crazy.
numbers, there's no moral reason. They're just making these numbers up at a certain point because it's just economic widgets to keep society from falling apart. But they can't
Hmm.
say that because people will be like, well, why can't I be the millionaire then? Screw that guy. If you just need to have the money in one person to keep the economy going, it's my turn. Elon Musk can go dig ditches.
Right? right? You
And
can
that's the
have
other
your
thing.
turn, and when you're done, tag me in.
And all of his money came from them diamond mines in South Africa anyway. So fuck that guy.
Oh, so he probably mad at me because I had a little bit of an issue with iPhones and where they were mining to get the materials for the iPhones. So, oops.
Oh, it's all terrible. We're poisoning the shit out of these countries where they're
Yep,
mining the batteries. It's
yep,
bad. It's really,
yeah.
really bad. That's my
It's
thing.
horrible.
Right? Everybody's like, "Oh, climate change, climate change." I'm like, dude, air pollution. Just point out air pollution. You can see it. Point out water pollution. You can see it. You don't need to fight about climate change. Just be like, we're poisoning everything. Stop poisoning it. I mean,
Basically,
I'm not saying that climate change isn't real. I'm just saying is you could take the wind out of any argument by just being like, that is not the color of air. Air should not be visible. If the air is
yeah.
visible, it's poison. If the water is murky, it's poison. People are still dying in Flint, Michigan. We never fixed it.
Still?
They still getting, dude. I had cancer when I was 26.
Oh shit.
I
Okay,
had
sorry to hear that.
one in five or one out of 5,000 people a year get that kind of cancer. It was like a very specific, very rare form of cancer. They had 5 cases in my township at the same
Okay.
time that I had it.
Uh,
But because of the privacy laws, they can't disclose that information. But if you could disclose that information, I could have got up with the other 4 people that had the exact very, very rare variant of lymphoma that I had,
mm,
and maybe been like, hey, where'd this come from? We all live in the same township. Is it the water here or the water at the high school? What's going on?
hmm.
But you can't because
Yeah.
of the privacy laws. You can't be like these people had cancer. They do it because they don't want the lawsuits. Like
Yep.
DuPont owns Delaware, but DuPont also has all of these leading free cancer hospitals. We're
Mm,
digging in Delaware, and when you do the calls for the locates, they tell you if the ground is toxic where you're going to be digging. And there was this
hmm.
really super toxic one. And it was like if you have to wear respirators, you can't move the dirt out of there. We get out there, I'm looking at the maps and stuff. I'm like, oh, it's across the street. It's not where we're digging. And guess what was across the street was a brand new elementary charter school with a playground.
Jesus. Oh man, that's savage. How you gonna do
Dude,
that to the kids?
they don't care, man. They look at it this way. We're back down to the early 70s now for the life expectancy in the US. That's a good thing for Social Security because you retire at 65 and you're dead by 72. They ain't got to pay your retirement for very long.
Oh wow, you're not wrong. And that's one of the things they're probably lot pushing for.
What happened to
Whew,
people
this is
retiring at 55? That's like a dream.
yeah,
Like
you
my
have to have at least 80 kids. No, you have to have somewhere close to like a
yeah,
hundred. No, like you have to have way too much money to retire at 55 now.
dude. Right now we're at the point where like my parents are like the last people I know that are going to have retired. Everybody's just going to work and then die.
My dad's 74 and he's still working. It's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
It's
And what do you
crazy.
have? And what if he retires at 75? How long does he get to enjoy it?
As long as God allows, but realistically speaking,
Well, hopefully, God
who
bless him.
knows?
He'll live and be lucid for a very long time. But not
Yeah,
everybody has that luxury.
no, they don't.
I mean,
That's the thing about life. You never get it out. You never get out of it alive.
what? It's the human race.
Yeah,
It's the human race, right? We're all heading towards that finish line.
exactly, exactly.
Well,
Speaking of
it's
that
got
finish
there.
line, yeah, speaking of that finish line, we're coming close to the end of the show. But is there anyone you want to shout out before we go?
No. I wanna plug the album Mad Libs for Haters, featuring Wade Wilson, Mig Sonny, Ray Beats, Dope Knife, and Ray Strife. M. Nicholas presents. You find it everywhere.
All right, and yeah, we gotta coordinate. You gotta shout out. We gotta shout out MJ and the VGN. You know what I mean? Doing the
Definitely,
thing.
definitely.
Coordinate with her. Get back to me on a Saturday, and we'll play the whole thing and get your rundown on it.
Uh, Saturdays are tough, but I'll look into it definitely.
Well, if it's tough, then we'll do a special edition. We can even do a special edition on a Wednesday.
I mean, at the same time, if you guys want to play the music, just review it. You're all more than welcome to.
All right. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
I got. It's been a wild. We do, like I say, I dig ditches for a living. It's not a joke.
Oh,
And,
okay.
And sometimes, I mean, it's different equipment and stuff like horizontal drilling, etc. Sometimes you hit electric. Sometimes you knock out a neighborhood. We're really busy now that the weather's gotten better.
Okay.
So I could have a free weekend, or I could have a weekend where there's 1,200 people without power.
Yo, that is extreme variances right there.
Yeah, so it's like we hit the summertime and I just don't stop. But
All
I will
right.
definitely look into it. I'd love to hear it. It was very nice meeting you too.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. If you have any beats or anything you want to send over, by all means. I do that too.
Definitely. I'll send you a link if I get a chance. Do I have you on my Facebook?
I do not believe so, but if you give it to me now, everybody will hear it and I can add you.
Just Michael Nicholas Scarata, it should be. I'm in MJ's. I'm on MJ's thing. Oh wait, you know what?
Yeah, Michael Nicholas Scarata.
Yeah.
Bracket Nick.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm in a waterfall in the picture, I think.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's me, man. All right.
All right.
Confirm. Fantastic.
All right.
I actually met some pretty cool acts at Wade's birthday party last weekend.
Okay.
They had some pretty cool acts coming through. The one girl is Courage out of Philly.
Okay.
She's dropping an album. So it's always nice to meet new people and then look at what they got, because everybody's got cool stuff. But good luck with your ventures, man. It sounds like you've got a ton of rocking stuff coming up.
Yeah, man, it's definitely.
I'm mad jealous.
Oh, don't be. Who knows? We might find a part for you in it, because I do an annual show called The Celebration of Celebrations. This year is supposed to be at a remote location, but if you want to make a submission for the end of the year, we'll get back. We'll circle back towards the end of the year.
I don't know if I'm allowed in Canada or not.
No, you can submit something. You can submit a performance.
Last time I was in Canada, I caused a small environmental disaster. But
oh wow!
I was 18. We were partying. If you remember, you used to be able to drink at 18 in Canada.
Yeah.
When you were from the U.S., you could go there, be 18, and drink. So we did, and hijinks and shenanigans.
Oh man.
But
oh man.
It's very nice meeting you, sir. Fantastic.
All right, it's been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure.
Good luck with your party.
Thank you very much. We've been speaking with M.Nicholas, and you can catch the replay next Wednesday at 8 a.m. on Zeno.fm/CULCHASHOCKRADIO. Zeno.fm/Culture Shock Radio. We've been in the building with M.Nicholas. Check him out on all streaming platforms. Bless up. We out.